Hey guys, welcome to another episode with What's Happening with Real Estate. Once again, we're joined by Steffani Murphy over in Spokane, Washington. How are you, Steffani, today?
I'm well. How are you, Mr. Murphy?
I'm well as well. Thank you so
Good.
much for joining us today. It's been a little more time than we like since we chatted with you last. There's, lots of stuff going on. There's still
Yeah.
concerns of inflation. Rates are coming down, but they're going up and are kind of unpredictable. I know you told me a story just recently about a seller that you had that had a really good question, and I was asking if you might be able to expound on that for our viewers here, Steffani. What was the seller asking you, and how did you answer them, please?
So I have a seller that we went live on the market with a property that in normal circumstances would have been like "Phew," hot off the press because it's a piece of land that's 10 acres, nice, fully treed, flat, buildable sites, all the things that has all the amenities to it, like water, power, sewer, or well, septic, excuse me. In fact, it has 2 wells, all the things that you
Wow,
want.
nice.
It's cool. There's one little caveat to it where it has a 1971 manufactured home on it. So therefore, it puts us in a small little window. um,
Okay, guys, just so you know, that's not a little caveat. Stephanie's being a little understating there. A 1971 manufactured home is very difficult to finance. There is the challenge.
okay, yes, that is a challenge. However, take that little house off like your little profile, and now we have land that has all the amenities on it. So even still in the market that we are currently seeing and feeling, and I don't believe it's just exclusive to the Spokane area, I think it's everywhere nationwide. Land
Sure.
itself is still highly desirable because it gives the opportunity to buyers kind of do whatever they want with it. So initially, this should have been something that would have done really, really well, or a cash buyer, or even a conventional, construction loan buyer. However, our current economic state has absolutely played a significant role in how this listing is doing. So much as so, I'm not getting any calls on it.
Okay.
Pricing is not the issue either because I've done some research. I've asked some other agents, all of the things. It just simply boils down to the fact that people are kind of pausing and waiting because they have to reevaluate what they really, really want to pursue. And people are kind of holding on to their cash right now, trying to figure out like, can we even afford to do anything right now? So that's where our conversation was a heavy conversation yesterday. And it's not a fun one because as your listing agent, you want to be able to go in confidently and say, yeah, I've gotten so many calls and this, that, and the interest. Well, when I have to do the exact opposite and say, I am so sorry, we're not getting calls.
Yeah.
Yes, we can come down on price, but I also understand there's still value here and you have to have a bottom line, and I know where their bottom line is. And so it says our conversation was, how can we be more strategic with our marketing approach?
Good.
And I truly believe price is not always the problem. Sometimes it just simply is. You just have to play the game of time. And so it was a reevaluation for them of, I know you had a date. That's what we were setting for. We're clearly now seeing that's not going to happen. Do you want to go beyond that? And if so, we can look at taking extra pictures. Spring is now like fully in effect, and that makes a very big difference on how the appearance looks of a home. It just, everything looks so much prettier right now, like
Sure.
everything. So yes, it's
Absolutely.
a cost, but it's one that may be helpful. The other thing that we discussed was, okay, so we know that you have a narrow window of buyers that you are open to. So can we open you up to any more? And how do we do that without costing money to you out of your pocket? Well, these people thankfully own their property outright, so they have the ability to offer an owner carry contract at some amount that works for them. So we talked about what those numbers look like. So now we can advertise it as such and put it out there for hopefully even more people to potentially draw in more interest. So it's just becoming really more creative at the table with your clients, but being very realistic and very honest, even when it's really hard to do. Because I know ultimately they still can fire me and be like, listen, here, you didn't do what you said you were going to do. We want to try somebody else, because I know that there's hungry agents that always can say that they can do the job better. So again, I think that the way to retain those clients too is by having those harsh conversations, but then just making sure expectations and reality can hit, and if not, be honest.
I like that. I like that a lot. A blend of honesty, of course, which is always needed, but creativity
Mhm.
thrown in there. That seller carryback idea is a great idea. There's no doubt about
Yeah.
it. There are lots of people looking for that, and it
Well,
sounds like a
people
beautiful
love
piece of
it.
property.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
Good.
awesome, and it just takes the right buyer, and what's interesting is the property itself is still livable, but again, it just takes the right buyer, and we know how to find some buyers, but that takes some time, so me and my team were also out there prospect calling around the area saying, because a lot of people in the rural communities love to have family members or people they know buy next to them. And so oftentimes you can find that right buyer and put them together just by simply having extra conversations.
That's
So,
right. Good point. Very, very good
yep,
point.
all sorts of fun things going on though. But I think that, yes, reevaluating how you market and how you are strategically putting your properties out there in the economic state is just, you have to be able to be willing to do things and be uncomfortable just because business is not business per
You got
usual
to
right
get creative. Yep.
now.
And Stephanie knows this, guys, but for those of you who are wondering, she did mention this, we can do a construction loan in this particular situation for the right people. We have conventional with 20% down conventional loans, but you can also do an FHA construction loan for a manufactured home or for a stick built and do 3.5% down with an FHA loan. Pretty amazing. So if you get the right people in the right environment with the right set of financing, it can come together pretty well like that.
Yep, 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 yep. Lots of options.
All right. This is a quick and short one, but what a great idea and good comments on that. I really like it, Stephanie.
Thank you. I
We're
appreciate
going
it.
to have
Yeah.
to ask you next time around how it's going with this particular piece of property and your creative financing and your targeted marketing. Okay.
Yes, for sure. And if anybody is interested or wants to see the property that I'm talking about, I'm going to do a little flash of this. You can go check out the QR code that's on the bottom right here. That
I
also
love
shows our
that. So,
website.
guys, hopefully put that up there again, Stephanie. Hold it for about 10 seconds or so. And those of you on YouTube, you can go ahead and just use your camera and flash that QR code and go there. Stephanie's contact information will be on the screen as well. So you can call her, email her, whatever, if you're interested in this property, or if you're interested in any other kind of real estate in Spokane and all of the outlying areas around Spokane.
Yep.
Thanks, Stephanie, for your time again today. This was a good one.
Yes. Thank you so much, John. I always appreciate it.
And
Glad
me
to be
as
back.
well. Yeah, it's good to see you back. Thanks.
You too. Bye.